Hi, this is Donna Eston, and I wanted to show you a couple of tips for working the Italian cast on when you're knitting brioche. Before you start, you want to create a slingshot, just like you would with the long tail cast on. And if you like to scoop your needle towards you, when you start to cast on with the Italian cast on, you're going to lose your first stitch. Even if you hold on to it, you can see what happens, it just pops off. So if you like to do that method, like I do, just take your needle around twice, and that'll give you a nice secure loop. Now to start, we come up through the center, we go around both strands, and back down through the center. Go up through the center, around both, do that again, around both, and back down through the center. So we go up, both, down. And that last stitch we're going to secure with a half hitch, just to keep it from flopping off. So we're going to count our first stitch, that first loop we put on, and we're going to count the last one. So we have an even number of stitches. Let's turn our work, and we're going to do a setup row just for the basic brioche. So we're going to bring our yarn forward, which means we just rest it on top of the needle when we start off. And we're going to slip that first stitch purlwise and knit the next one. Now we bring our yarn forward, slip, and knit. Bring our yarn forward, slip, and knit. And we're creating a yarn over because the yarn is forward and we're knitting with it in that position. The yarn over is formed automatically. And that's our last one. We turn, and now we're ready to start the first row of our brioche. But let me show you a different way. I like this method because it creates a really secure beginning and you don't have to worry about which way you turn your needle. So before you create your slingshot, let's make a little slip knot. I know some people don't like to put knots in their knitting, but really this is one time when I think it's totally fine and I love it. We've got a nice secure beginning. We're going to form our slingshot and bring our needle up through the center, around both, do that again, around both, and back down. Coming up through the center, around both, down through the center. And our last stitch we're going to put as a half hitch. So we're counting the first and the last ones. So we bring our yarn forward, same thing, we're going to do a setup row again. So we're bringing our yarn forward, we're going to slip purlwise and knit. Yarn forward, slip, and knit. I want to show you what that knot looks like that we put in. Yarn forward, slip. This is so easy. You need to knit that one because it stays in place. It doesn't tension as you pull the yarn. And we turn. Now the knot's there. You can see it, you can feel it, but I think it really blends into the knit one, purl one patterning, so it doesn't bother me at all. And it keeps a nice secure edge there, but it's up to you, either one. Let me show you what it looks like when we've got a little bit more worked. So this is what I love about the Italian cast on with brioche, is it doesn't create a line at the bottom. You can see how the knit columns run all the way to the edge. There's nothing at the beginning that detracts it. Now there's our knot. You can see it, but I think it really blends in. It's not that noticeable. And if you're seaming, if you're doing a garment, this is going to get put into the selvage anyway. You're going to seam that stitch in. I'm working on a worsted weight yarn, which is about 5 stitches to an inch in stockinette. And with Italian cast on, you want something that's really stretchy, which is why this is such a good cast on to use. You can see with our brioche rib though, we're getting 1, 2, 3, really a half. Let's do that again. 1, 2, about 3.5 stitches to an inch, which is why you really want something stretchy. And you can see this cast on doesn't interfere with your edge at all. It allows your ribbing just to continue all the way to the bottom. So that's it. I hope you like it. I hope it helps you.